Hello there. So this is a video of how I made this graffiti cake. I first off started by making a sketch of what the cake would look like, and I then tried to bring this cake to life. So I did 2 tiers of red velvet cake, and it's a vegan cake with vegan buttercream and vegan fondant. So I did not have a 6-inch cake pan, so I made it in an 8-inch cake pan and then cut the square for the 6-inch. Filled the cake with the vegan buttercream and covered it, and I did the exact same thing for the bigger cake. I really like the contrast of red and white. I like this idea of a red cake with white buttercream. The contrast is just really pretty. Buttercream, as you can see, can be so messy. So what does vegan buttercream taste like? It tastes really nice. So it's almost like a blank canvas, and then you just add your own flavoring to it to give it that extra taste, because it doesn't have that buttery texture. So what I like to add is vanilla. I then covered the cakes with grey fondant. I find it easier when I'm doing square cakes to cover it strips side by side at a time. I covered the square cakes in strip, and I made the fondant look like a wall. I wanted it to look embossed, like bricks stacked on top of each other. So I used a fondant modeling tool to give that effect of bricks, and I stacked the cakes on top of each other with dowels. And the reason why I use dowels inside the cake to put 2 cakes on top of each other is so that the cakes don't collapse into each other, so that it remains sturdy. And then I was thinking, how do I make this graffiti effect? I'm not a graffiti artist or anything. I don't do graffiti on walls. And I was wondering, how can I do this? And what I thought was I'd use letter cutters, and then I would just mold it into the shape to make it funky and make it look like graffiti art. And I coloured fondant in 2 different colours and put them together to give a 2-tone effect that we usually see on graffiti art. And I put it on black fondant so that it pops out the way graffiti art pops out. And I used a clean wet brush to stick the graffiti art on top of the cake. And I chose colours that I thought would look really pretty against a grey wall backdrop. And I wanted to use these colours because I thought they would really stand out against the grey wall and look really pretty. Oh my gosh, look at my green fingers. I've got green fingers from green food colouring that I used. What does the vegan cake taste like? This particular vegan red velvet cake tastes really good. It's light, it's fluffy, it's airy, and it's a moist cake as well. It's lovely. You get the slight tartness of the vinegar, the cider vinegar that's in there, with a hint of chocolate, and it's a really delicious cake. I made little spray cans out of fondant and stuck them on the cake as well. I really enjoy being creative and coming up with different decoration styles.